that. Lee and
Yeah.
I in the past have done a little bit of conversation on mental health. And let me just say, for those of you out there listening, um, this game tends to exacerbate some of the mental health issues that I face, and maybe you face as well. Things like fear of missing out, that FOMO,
Mm,
things like addiction or
hmm
OCD tendencies. There's an addiction issue. There's a OCD. There's a um, anyway. All that to say, if you're out there and you're in a dark place, and this game is a coping mechanism that you use to help make it through hard times, hard days, hard seasons. We want you to know that you're not alone in that. We want you to know that you don't have to struggle alone. We want you to
Yeah.
know that there are resources that you can um, reach out and get. We want you to know that although it feels like darkness may be surrounding you and isolating you and pulling you down, there is hope. There is a light at the end of this tunnel, and there are people in your faction that care about you. There are people in this game and content creators that genuinely enjoy and appreciate your contribution. And so I just want to make just even a short disclaimer about that. If anyone out there will feel encouraged or even valued by some of the things that we talk about, we certainly want you to feel that today. Lee, you got anything to add to any of that?
I would just say, even if you don't realize it or don't feel it, you are loved. You're not alone, and you matter. Like, this is a season of life post pandemic where a lot of us are feeling that burnout. We championed through what the last few years had to offer, and there's fallout from that. And I would just say, don't allow a moment in your story to define the story, because you can see hope on the other side of this. I really, really believe. We don't talk about like our faith and things a lot on the podcast. That's one of the things that really undergirds Rusty and I, and really helps to see that there is light in this world. And if you're not seeing it right now, just know that you're not alone. You're not uniquely broken. That nobody else has ever felt the way you're feeling right now. You are loved, and there are people who care about you, and more than you realize. More than you realize. There are people who just absolutely are on your team and on your side and want to see you do well, and they want to see you, as in you and I, your community, do well together. So don't let a moment in time define your entire story.
That's right. And let me just throw out a few specific resources. If that's you, if you're out there like, man, I did not anticipate we were going to turn a corner and these guys were going to be talking about some of the things that I wrestle with. Let me just, in full confession to you all, I struggle with chemical depression. It's not circumstantial, it's a thing that I've battled like a chronic depression for over a decade and probably more in my life.
Yeah.
And so I'm medicated for that. I take a SSRI, an antidepressant. And, I started that journey with my healthcare provider. I started that journey by just talking to my doctor and asking him some questions. Tell me about depression. How do I know if what I'm feeling is depression or if I'm just like The Office? Isn't that just a fancy word for feeling bummed out? You know?
Dwight,
And
you
so
ignorant son.
exactly. So we don't want you to feel like you just have to cope with it on your own. Talk to your doctor. Another thing you can do is if you feel there's a severity to this, you can call or text the number 988 to reach out to our National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. They have counselors standing by, ready to chat with you, ready to speak with you. You can call that number. That's a 24/7 number that you can call, and someone will pick up the line and answer and help you take some next steps.